guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Georgie here of Aztec Leopards. And if you're new to us, I wanted to say a big welcome. Let me introduce myself. We are a small hobbyist breeder bringing you nothing but the best leopard geckos. But don't let that stop you there. We are a multiple pet household. So if you are into animal care and tips and tricks, I encourage you to follow us, subscribe, like, and comment. That would really help us out. I would be super thankful if you could do that for us. Speaking of thanks, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and that's why I decided to do our very first holiday special episode. Get on a festive holiday sweater, get out your stretchy pants. This is a more than appropriate time to do a feeding all of my pets video. Feeding video comes a disclaimer. So here's ours. What you're seeing today is just one day of multiple days of variation in diet. What you see today may not be what I feed every single day, but it is just what we're feeding today for this video. For instance, today I'm going to be feeding most of my animals crickets, which is kind of a treat for them. I don't like keeping crickets because they're escape artists. They smell, they're loud, they're messy. It's not my chosen feeder. Most of the time we use superworms as our staple diet here. The Leos and the Abronia do love crickets, as well as my Cresties and my bearded dragon. So I thought for a feeding video, and since it's Thanksgiving time, why not give them their favorite food? So let's go ahead and get started with breakfast for everyone. The choice of food I like to use for my felines and canines is the Hills Science diet and variations of it depending on my animal's needs. For Maggie, I have this Derm Defense, which helps with environmental sensitivities. Maggie has battled with allergies ever since she was young, so this really kind of helps put some oils and amino acids back into her coat to kind of keep her derm layer and her fur, I guess, like, more protected, so that way she can fend off environmental allergies a little bit better. But I feed her about, I guess this is a half cup twice a day. Because she is on this Derm Defense formula and it's high in fats and oils to protect her skin or her derm layer and her fur, I add a little bit of this HEB Organics pumpkin to give her a little bit more fiber, and this prevents her from having loose stools from all the oils. And it's also a great place to put all of her medications. I can just make a little divot there and then pop in her medicine. Maggie is in the early stages of congestive heart failure at age 12. So we are regulating it with Salix and enalapril to kind of keep, and so far we've been maintaining it well with medication. So she's also taking a half tablet of Proin, which helps with her bladder because she is starting to become a little bit incontinent at her age. She's also prone to having bladder infections or UTIs, so we give her a quarter of this Palitech Cranberry Plus tablet in order to prevent her from getting UTIs. And it's worked really well. She's also got hip dysplasia, so she's starting to feel the effects of that in her old age. So we give her gabapentin, which helps with the pain. And then we just top it all off. And she will gobble all that right up. I've been very fortunate with Maggie. She is not a difficult one to pill or medicate. She normally will take it in a little bit of any kind of food. She's always been a foodie her whole life. Oklahoma. Oh, my Maggie. Okay. Of course, it's always important to provide your animal with fresh drinking water 24/7 and allow access to it. I give Maggie a fresh bowl of water every morning, and I actually refill this bowl about 3 times in a day. I rather do this than get one of those big jugs just to ensure that I get her fresh water, especially with her history of UTIs and things like that. Next is Aria's diet. She has what's called cystitis, which is inflammation of her bladder. It's extremely painful and uncomfortable for her, and her flare-ups occur from stress. And Aria is a naturally very stressed kitty, so flare-ups happen pretty regularly. So that's why I've got her on this prescription diet, urinary care, stress formula to help control her flare-ups from her bladder. And we alternate between the stewed version and the dry, because sometimes she'll get bored of the dry, and then we'll do the canned for a couple of days, and then when we switch back to dry, it's like an exciting new food all over again. So I 100% keep her solely on this diet because she is a completely different cat on it. Next up to eat are my 2 other house cats, Knox and Yzma, and I feed them just a simple indoor formula for adults 1 to 6 years of age. Knox is 4 years old, he'll be 5 in the spring. Yzma is going on 3 years old. Knox, I just give 1 scoop like this. There you go. And Yzma, who has a crazy fast metabolism for a 7-pound cat, she eats almost just as much as Knox does, my 15-pound cat, just a little bit short. And believe it or not, she maintains a really lean body weight on that amount because she's so active. As you saw earlier, she's like black lightning. She just like shoots by. Where's your sister? There she is, and there she goes. The next thing I like to add to the cat's diet is this line from Hills. It's also a prescription diet. It's TD, or the dental care. It's kibbles. I only add a few to their food every meal. Most people use this as a food additive, not as a staple diet. They're really big pieces in comparison to their normal food, and they're also super greasy and porous, and this is meant so that when the cats chew it, it's super crunchy and hard and porous. It breaks up in kind of fragmented pieces, and as it does this, it helps clean their teeth. And I have noticed a big difference, especially with Aria. When I first got her, or found her rather, she had some really nasty teeth. After eating the TD for a couple of weeks, I'd say, she now has 100% completely white teeth, and I've not had dental issues with any of my kitties. So far, we've not needed a dental for any of them, and they have really healthy teeth. I recommend this especially for those that are considering maybe getting a dental done on their cat, or maybe can't afford it. This is a good line of food to kind of clean their mouth back up. Let's feed the kitties. I feed them in the order that how quickly they eat. So Aria's the slowest, so I feed her first. There you go, sweetheart. All my cats have their own set of bowls, and everyone eats at the same bowl every day. Everyone knows not to eat anyone else's food bowl, and we always sit before we get our food. Knox is next. He's already sitting for me because he's a good boy. So there's Knox. No. And Yzma, who lives and breathes for food. You can't see her little bottom jaw will start like shaking because she is so excited. Are you sitting? Your butt's off the floor. I think you're cheating. All the way. There you go. Good girl. Now for my cats, I have this really cute water fountain by Homey. I found it, I believe, on Amazon. You could probably find it on Chewy.com as well. This fountain in particular is designed specifically to entice cats to drink more. So if you have a cat that is not wanting to drink from still standing water, this is a lovely alternative for you. Or if you find that your cat likes to drink from the water faucet when you turn it on, this is another great option for your kitty. It's important for cats to drink a lot of water because they are obligate carnivores. They consume a lot of protein in their diet, or they should, which can be difficult on their kidneys later in life, as well as, you know, you want to keep them hydrated to flush their system, to avoid things like blockage in adult male cats and UTIs in both male and female cats. So I recommend this water fountain. All three of my kitties really like it. I believe it was like 20 bucks. You do have to exchange the filter every now and then, which is not a big deal for me. But my cats seem to really enjoy it. So if you have trouble getting your cat to drink water, this might be for you. Moving to the last furry member of the household, our newest addition, Pippa, our albino ferret. I feed her this Ysong Epigen 90 digestive care. Ysong is an excellent brand of food for ferrets because it's super high in protein. If you can't read this here, it's got a 62% crude protein minimum. And it's also starch free, which is really good for ferrets. And I give her about this amount of a scoop a day. She's the only one in the house I really free feed. All of my cats and dogs have an assigned dinner and breakfast time, and I recommend that for everyone's fur babies just because it's a lot healthier that way. I'm going to take Pippa her food. It's at the very top of her shelf. There she is. Hello, Pip Pip. Good morning. Are you hungry? There she goes to eat her breakfast. Once everyone's done eating, I normally let Pippa out for a couple hours every morning. I don't like to have her out while the cats are eating, just in case, because they might swat at her if she gets in their bowl. Which she has no desire to eat the cat's food, but she's just curious about everything new or smelly. She sits here and eats her breakfast. It's so cute. Next, I'm going to be feeding Valeria, my zero bearded dragon. I feed her insects and fresh veggies more often, but I like to keep her bowl full at all times so that when she wants to snack, she can. And I put a little bit of this Fluker's adult bearded dragon diet. She actually does like to eat these, surprisingly. But like I said, it's not her top pick if she has salad or fresh insects to eat. Then I'm also going to be adding some of this omnivore mix. You're supposed to add water to it to kind of like rehydrate these veggies and stuff, but she seems to like crunchy peas. Like, peas are her favorite. So I just put that in there so she has food at all times. I might put a little bit of calcium and vitamin supplement powder on top. And then I'll also be feeding her today some live insects as well. Just topped off Valeria's food with some of this Bionate multiple vitamin powder. And then a little bit of this Osteoform SA calcium supplement. And so let's go. There she is. I just finished bathing her and cutting her nails, and she's kind of upset with me now. I had to clean your cage. Look, I brought food. She's like, meh. She normally doesn't go for this food anyway, like right off the bat. If I put it in here, she'll graze on it throughout the day. But we'll give her some live insects here in just a little bit. What I've got here in this cup are known as hornworms, also called tomato worms. They're actually really pretty. But when you grab them, they freak out. My Leos love them, and my bearded dragon loves them, so we're gonna give Valeria a home run. And I put a ton of greens in the base of it, so those are all kind of dried and shriveled up now, but they are considered gut loaded because their guts are loaded with vegetables, and it makes it a lot more nutrient dense for your animals, and it's better for them, so why not? Dusting is basically I've just put the Osteoform SA calcium powder and the Vionate multivitamin supplement in here with the crickets, and we're just kind of shake this a little bit and basically coat all the crickets in vitamins and minerals. We're gonna feed some of these to the Abronia graminia here in their bioaquarium. There, go, go, go. I don't want to let too many out, but at the same time, there's lots of hiding places in there, so. A lot of my hatchlings, this is the first time they've ever eaten crickets, so this is very exciting and entertaining and stimulating for them. Spitfire's reaction, she's always hungry. Where are you? Spitfire. There she is, look at that smile. We're gonna be feeding my two juvenile crested geckos, Chili and Leche. And what I feed them right now is a mixture of Pangea every couple of days and some dusted crickets. I basically have these little disposable cups and I have little dishes for these to set into, so I do about half a scoop of this in each of the Pangea. I probably feed them way too much, but I want them to grow. Sometimes they'll eat all of this. And what you do is you basically, if you've never dealt with Pangea before, you put this powder in here and you add water and then mix it, and it'll kind of turn into like an applesauce consistency when you've got the right ratio. Okay, now let's go feed these to the Cresties. I don't think I've introduced y'all to Chili. I have on my Instagram page, but not my YouTube channel just yet. So this is Chili's enclosure. Where are you, Chili? Oh my god, look! Chili was right there the whole time. You sneaky little thing. But yes, this is Chili. Isn't he beautiful? Honestly, my very first Cresty could be poop brown and I'd still think it was beautiful. I really like reds, and I like the cream on him too. And he's got what I guess is called fringe and kneecap. I love him or her. I actually don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but I'm hoping female, even though I keep calling it a he. Wait, you want your Pangea? Okay. Be quite a good jumper. And there he goes again. Look, you have Pangea. Okay. Find it when we find it. And I also think Chili has what's called the blushing gene, because under his chin, he's like super bright red right here. I have Leche in this little critter keeper right now. I want to get another Exoterra for Leche as well. So I'm gonna just insert this in there. And she loves to hang out in this thing, except she's not right now. You're just the size of my thumb. Both my Cresties don't really like start eating the Pangea while I'm watching them. Sometimes I can get it started like this. Oh, there she goes. And we'll go feed Scylla, my Mystic Potion ball python, who I'm keeping over here in the racks right now. Nice, she took it. That was like really exciting. She took her first frozen thawed like a champ, so nice. So I want to do a real quick outro. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope everyone has a happy Thanksgiving. I'm on 7% battery, and I'm also on low battery myself because I'm hungry and I want to feed myself dinner. Y'all have a good one. Everyone stay safe. Eat a lot of good food. Be happy and healthy. See you next time. Bye. Time to wear a striped sweater is all the time. The sweater is so itchy.